Hello again, mariners. Hope you have been well and not missing us too much. And this is the topic that you see, technological development in shipping. This is important because the world is heading in a smarter direction. They speak of smart ships and smart everything. So, this has been designed by a very smart person. You can see the first name, Captain Amit Bhushan. A brief introduction on him. He is a gold medalist, topper of his batch with the Narsi Monji Institute of Management of Maritime Studies, and he's been kind enough to allow us to use his presentation. And you're going to learn a lot today. So do pay attention, enjoy the video, the whole learning experience, and just hope we all get a little more smarter. Right. We're moving on. So these are some innovations in the shipping industry. And just a suggestion, the presentation has been arranged, the slides, they come in, mostly they come in three paragraphs or topics or bullet points. And you will find the number two easier to understand than the others. And obviously, wherever you need time to read, just pause and read. And you can also see the transcript of what I'm speaking in the more section of this YouTube video. So these are the innovations which have recently taken place. So smart containers, you must have heard of RFID, radio uh, identification devices, which are installed in containers for tracking. Automated terminals, we have seen a lot of container moving cranes which are not handled by any person in the terminal. They are handled from a central handling center, and these go by themselves. They're automated cranes, they move containers around. Blockchain technology, if you have not heard of this, you would have definitely heard of cryptocurrencies and all that. They all use blockchain, data warehousing, and things like that. So, this is a bit talking about secure and transparent transactions, simplifying documentation, reducing fraud, because many of the information is encrypted, encoded, and not everybody can check out what is encoded. That brings a little bit of security into systems. So there are a lot of slides out here, and we have to value your time. So I'm going to move on. So what are the challenges faced by the shipping industry at present? Now, again, like I said, look at number two, cybersecurity risks. So wherever there are anything with digital and information technology, there is a present lack of cybersecurity talent. Therefore, these risks do exist. Okay. Number one, environmental impact. You know that everybody is speaking of going green. So this is where environmental impact comes in. Infrastructure development. To be honest, if you're a seafarer, you can just be aware of this. But if you're working in ports and shipping supply chain, also sometimes called value chain, you can pay a bit more attention out here. So for seafarers, the first two are a bit of just you need to know about this. And if you're in the commercial line and ports and stuff, yeah, just pay some, find out whatever you can about how infrastructure development is going on. So, what are the impacts of technological advancements on shipping efficiency? Number two, again, quicker turnaround time. Fast is better because time is money and you need to save time, then you save money as well. Streamlined operations and real time visibility. Some of these are self explanatory. The words itself will give you a lot of information about what this is about. But again, if you want to pause and read, please do so. Okay. Emerging trends in autonomous shipping. You heard of Rolls Royce's ventures and how they want to sail ships unmanned. You see on your left hand side, unmanned vessels. On the right hand side, you have your remote control systems, which again is connected for unmanned vessels. I will tell you, there is a company called CFA. It's a European, probably Dutch. Please do have a look at it. So in 2000, the year 2000, I myself had envisioned the possibility of seafarers just living ashore and just going to an office where they can remotely manage. So the deck officers mostly, they just go to an office which has got the screens and the cameras are on board that vessel. And well, recently, after a few years, CFAR has actually gone ahead and tested this out. So it's a clever name, CFAR. So and seafarers. So the just the last two letters ER has been removed and it's the same spellings, SEAFAR. Number three, blockchain enabled smart contracts. There you go, we spoke about this earlier. Self executing contracts. This is interesting. And yeah, so you have your charter party agreements and whatever contracts there are in the shipping industry, maritime sector too. They're just made more secure. Moving on. Digitalization and its benefits for the shipping industry. Right. So again, number two, the easy, what's most easy to understand, enhanced customer experience. So whoever is booking their cargo to be shipped across, these digital platforms offer convenient booking, tracking, and real-time access to shipment data. Looking at numbers 1 and 3, 3 is again easy to understand. Improved safety and security. When you're able to monitor real time, you can do predictive maintenance as well and surveillance from afar. And number 1, your data driven decision making. So you must have heard of data sciences. So data analytics, we'll come to that in a slide, in one of the next slides. So these can be used to optimize fuel consumption and which brings better operational efficiency. And I can tell you a small bit of trivia where the speed of a vessel, if you can decrease it, economic speed, from let's say 12 knots to 9 knots, then it's almost a saving of 1/3 of fuel, something like that. I don't remember the exact calculation of my head, but it's a very simple calculation actually, and they have found this eco speed or economical speed very helpful to reduce consumption as well as the cost. And I just skipped one slide, I think. Right, I must have skipped a few slides. Something. Correct. So we have to go from here. All right. Sorry for that. And we all need sustainability in shipping. So big companies, they have something called a business continuity plan, which is very similar to sustainability. And again, like see the one in the middle, renewable energies, so easy to understand. You see all those solar panels out there, very cleverly designed, and yeah, so that's a lot of energy that they just get from the sun itself, and which can be stored up in battery packs on the vessels to be used in times when there is no sunlight. On the left, you have alternative fuels. They speak about LNG. I think MOL, Mitsui O.S.K. Lines, they have a vessel which is running on LNG, but I believe it's bought over from some other company, which was the first to run the ship with LNG, or maybe it's a hybrid. And okay, on the right hand side, you see efficient port operations, smart grid systems, shore power, green infrastructure. There you go. You see this? Green infrastructure initiatives promote sustainable port activities. You got a picture of a port. It's more like, yeah. Okay. Future outlook for technological development in shipping. We've spoken about autonomous shippings. And number two, Internet of Things. You need to know this. You may have heard of embedded systems. Now we don't speak much of that because those embedded systems have been connected to the internet. And now you have Internet of Things, increased connectivity, integration with devices on board your vessel. And the third one, artificial intelligence, the talk of the town, will revolutionize forecasting, demand planning, forecasting again that uses data sciences. There's Python, R, and many other such things. Demand planning, navigation for optimized shipping operations. There's one buzzword that you can use while talking about anything really is optimization. Oh, okay. Right. We'll talk about this AR, VR, AR being augmented reality, VR being virtual reality. Let me just spell that out for you first. And virtual reality, most of us understand. Augmented reality is a bit more interesting. Please check that out in Google or better YouTube, and just write augmented reality, AUGMENTED, augmented reality. Right. Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution, which is basically talking about computers and smart devices, etc. We've already been in Industry 4.0 for quite a while. That's what this is talking about. Correct. Machine learning, this is again something that you get the machine used to carrying out a set of processes, keep giving it those commands, where the machine itself starts picking up, and after a while the machine learns what you need it to do, something like that. Again, we come back to data driven decisions, automation, and predictive maintenance. We have spoken about this earlier when we were talking about real time monitoring. And when it comes to autonomous ships, yes, the deck officers and watchkeepers, they still have a job to do, but the engineers are really very valuable on any ship. And the way I envisioned things to work out is for when a vessel reaches its destination, anchorage area, or about to berth, then a crew needs to get on board. So they live on shore and they'll just go along with a tug or a pilot vessel kind of thing. And that time that the vessel is in the port area, engineers also have an important job to do. Adaptive learning systems. We spoke about machine learning. So this talks about AI and ML technologies. Enable adaptive learning systems that can continuously improve and optimize operations. Now, just I want to briefly touch on this phrase continuously improve. There's something called continuous improvement, where if you see on a graph, it'll be an ascending line, and there's something called continual improvement. Continual improvement is not just an ascending line, it is exponentially increasing improvement. So it becomes like a curve actually, which starts at the bottom, and as it goes on the right side, it keeps increasing. Doesn't increase just on a line with a slope, but it goes on a curved direction, upwards, upwards, and upwards. So that is your continual improvement, which is definitely better, but that's a topic for another day. Okay, sometimes we get stuck. Right, now the latest developments in the Internet of Things. Right, so I briefly spoke to you about Internet of Things. Edge computing is something even more interesting. We will speak about this in more detail in the next slides. So just hear the phrase for now, hold on to it, and we'll explain this in detail in the upcoming slides, one of the upcoming slides. Is security enhancements. We spoke about cyber security, and so as Internet of Things expands, I'm not sure if security measures are evolving to safeguard against threats in the same measure as the Internet of Things are expanding. Recently, there was a threat to DP ports in Australia. Dubai ports manage a few ports in Australia, and that those ports were basically crippled by a cybersecurity threat. So it was a loss in some billions of dollars. It went on over a couple of days, almost three, likely over the weekend. We'll have to go back to that. You can just check this out on Google for yourself. So this has happened, and there's always this risk of internet ransom and viruses and things like that. In fact, if you see this, the picture, I really like this presentation for the kind of pictures they've put. You remember during the COVID virus, we were getting a lot of pictures like this. So, so it looks like a virus to me. All right. Now integration with artificial intelligence. So the Internet of Thing devices are also incorporating artificial intelligence. You may see my other YouTube video where I do say that artificial intelligence works better with traffic light safety. So you can also see my face in that, where I'm actually trying to keep things simpler and saying that the sit alert mantras, which is which are like quality assurance documents that we have developed, they work better with they work better. Artificial intelligence works better with the traffic light safety. Okay, we'll talk about a bit more of that later. Again, in this fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, you have this real-time data analytics, data sciences, and there are different ways of integration, horizontal, vertical, across the value chain. You see what previously used to be called supply chain also is called a value chain, because I mean, not just what used to be called supply chain. There are other chains of processes where value is kept on being added. All right. Interconnectivity, easy to understand. Devices and systems are interconnected to exchange information and collaborate seamlessly. And remember, I told you the buzzword optimization. So, this is optimization of information processing. Okay, we spoke about augmented reality, virtual reality, in navigation support as well. Okay, now these phrases easy to understand, and we've spoken about a few things. Yeah, this is one thing I wanted to tell you, that a lot of AR, VR, augmented reality, virtual reality are being mostly used in training and simulation. I only wish that they were used in other things as well, but they're mostly being used for training and simulation. I believe the equipment for AR VR would be cheaper than the whole big simulators with screens, etc., that we have, provided they are made to those standards. So, yes, remote assistance. Okay. Now, when I spoke about real time monitoring, I was also wanting you to know that remote assistance also comes into the picture, because when you can monitor real time, you can also provide assistance, shouldn't you? They should. Seafarers need a lot of assistance, and it shouldn't be a case of only monitoring and not providing any assistance from the shore staff to the seafarers on board. All right. Right. Digital twin technology. So all these words, you might not need to use these heavy jargon, but it's always safe to know and good to know, and if so that you don't look or sound ignorant if anybody speaks about this. So I just want you to look at this process optimization. I kept telling you that optimization, if you don't, if you're not aware of much of all this, just keep dropping the word optimization and optimizing and optimize, and people think you know something. It's a trick. So I was a process consultant actually back in 2007. So we used to, I mean, not just the maritime sector, but other sectors as well. And there you go, businesses can optimize processes and identify improvement opportunities. So this is identify continuous improvement opportunities or continual improvement opportunities. Remember, I told you that difference. Okay. Now, these words are most of you would know what twin means. Then, if you know what a twin means, you would also know what a replica would mean. So, we're talking about digital, so we're talking about virtual, and they just create virtual replicas of physical assets, enabling real time analysis and optimization. So, I'll give you an analogy. I don't know if you have seen a key maker. If you give him the original key, he will make a duplicate, a replica, and if you see the guys who do it with a motor running, you'll see they'll keep the original in one side and the motor runs, and on the other side it just cuts off the blank key, which doesn't have the teeth of the key. So it cuts off the blank key and makes the teeth according to the original. So you should see this to understand better what I'm trying to say. So you can look at it as one being the physical asset, which is the original key, and the other side being a twin. So this in the case of a key maker, it actually makes the twin out there, and you get your two copies of the single key that you've taken to the key maker. So there's a bit like that. It's I confess it's not the best example, but just wanted to make sure you understand. And the whole thing, not using a key maker's example, but take it to your IT and your digital technology. So data integration, again, they integrate data from IoT devices, providing a holistic view and facilitating predictive maintenance. So now you know what's the benefit of this. You can facilitate predictive maintenance because you'll do that on the replica, and you know that this is actually what's going to happen on your physical assets. Okay, we keep coming back to blockchain technology and its applications in industry. The thing about this is, many of you have heard of cryptocurrencies and things like that. Many of us are still not comfortable with that. But the truth is, many big businesses are are using are taking payments and giving out payments in crypto format. Many countries have actual ATM, like you have ATM machines. You have ATM machines where you can use some card or some information. You can actually go to this machine, and if you have any investments or savings in crypto format, you can convert it into paper currency, which you can take out from these ATM machines. And you should know about this real well to use it, because I helped someone whose cousin or niece was working in the US Army, and she had a lot of money in crypto format, and the lady I helped had to withdraw some funds for herself. So we actually drove up to an ATM, a crypto ATM, and took money out for her needs. Right. There's, like blockchain and data warehousing and things like that. You can, because my video is giving you a general overview, my video is not really about this part of technology itself. You know, if you have to deal with this smart contracts, for example, if suppose you hear that the contract that your company or your ship has to carry cargo is a smart contract based on blockchain technology, that's when you would like to check this out, find out what this is about. Edge computing. Now here we are. This is very interesting. In fact, I had an idea for the Internet of Things, but after going through edge computing and knowing what it is about, this is what my idea really needs: edge computing. So let me try and explain this as best as I can. So in Internet of Things, you have embedded systems like hardware installed in certain parts. Take the example of your ship. In certain parts of your ship, like stores and different parts of your ships, you have these devices which collect data and send it across the internet. So this is a bit similar, and to help you understand better, think of these other devices, which you can see out here. They show a main, like a server or a center. This is the main one, and these everything are on the in the edges. But you can also think of them as peripheral devices. I like that word better, because many of us understand an edge of a, like, let's say if this is a diagram,